My name's Dan Norman, and I grew up on a cattle farm actually. And in high school I met this super beautiful girl named Natalie Klenk, so I started going to work for her father on Klenk Orchards. You know, I studied criminal justice in Spanish, so not really farming related, but he offered me the opportunity to farm. So, I mean, I loved it in the summer, so I started doing that full time in 2015. Yeah, when I first started, it was basically just kind of learning the basics. I mean, I'd always been around tractors and farming, but the fruit tree industry is completely different, so I kind of had to learn everything, so that's been a bit of a curve. And then from there, I learned about spraying and different chemicals and got my applicator license, and I just slowly started taking over more responsibilities. Pretty much now, my father-in-law, Rodney, he kind of just sits back, and he might make like the big decisions now, but the daily operations and everything, that's kind of all under me now. I just kind of the first time I found some work that I was actually passionate about. I've always had different jobs, and I've worked in the restaurant industry. I've been a bartender. I was in the Air Force ROTC and kind of had the military route going, and just kind of the first thing that I was happy doing. I mean, it's a lot of work and a lot of hours, but you know, I enjoy it the whole time. So what I see myself doing the rest of my life is farming, because if it makes me happy and you can make money doing it. I think the biggest thing that we worry about in our cherries and apples as well is the freezing that happens. We'll get warm temperatures in February and things will start to move in March, and then we'll just get a freeze, and it's a late night for sure. We'll have everything planned out. I mean, we always check in the weather, so when we know we've got a cold spell coming, we'll have old boxes or apple boxes out with hay in them, and we have everything kind of lined up in the orchard. So I usually try to get to bed a little bit early, but then you got your alarm set every hour and you kind of watch the temperatures, and when it's getting down there, you get up about 3 o'clock probably, and get all the frost fans turned on, and then you got to monitor them. Can't really just leave them. So I mean, you're pretty much up the whole night, just keeping an eye on things, and it's a stressful time. It's definitely trial by fire, I would say. I mean, I put in a lot of time, a lot of hours, and just doing the work. You know, I don't take any classes or anything, so I'm just out there learning by trimming 6 days a week, so I can learn how to trim a tree. I mean, you're not going to learn it unless you do it, I think. I think you learn better with experience than, per se, classes. For me, that's kind of what works. And I also work with my grandpa, Rodney's dad, my father-in-law's dad, and he's 82 this year, or 81, so he's been farming for, 70 years, so he's a wealth of knowledge that's been invaluable to me. I think one of the biggest things right now is agro-tourism, and we have good crowds for our U-pick, but we're kind of just bare bones. We have a tractor that brings people out and kind of takes them around, but I think we can incorporate a lot more activities and different events to bring more people in. Being just north of Grand Rapids, we get a lot of people that come out from the city, and I think if we can provide a good experience for families, I think that'll be huge for business. And I want something that I can craft and create and pass on to my future generations. My wife and I actually are expecting a baby this summer, so I want something for my kids and their kids, and I want to keep handing that down through generations.